So the Warriors were up 44-38, and then all of a sudden they just couldn't play anymore. It's just all part of the stupid rigging. But just wanted to talk about that really quick. And what happens is the Oklahoma City Thunder end up tying the game at 44-44. And remember, this is 44 days before the playoffs begin. It's the Warriors' 44th season. Tons of other stuff I mentioned in the previous part of this. Well, let's look at the clip here. I just wanted to show you that they were up 44-38. So here we go. Let's play the clip. Westbrook drives. He goes to 44-44. And then Steve Kerr takes a timeout. Well, you probably heard me talking, so it's 44-44, and then Steve Kerr has to take a timeout. So then right after the commercial or whatever, they come in, and Draymond Green shoots it. It gets goaltended with exactly 11 seconds left on the shot clock. So just crazy how just weird stuff like this happens all throughout a lot of these games. Also, it gave the Warriors 46 points, so it was 46-44. Just super interesting. Chicago equals 46. Lots and lots of 46 coding in regards to Chicago and also the Super Bowl this year. So then, right after that play, it literally pops up with this, and it shows that the Warriors chasing the Bulls, whatever, and they still have 23 games left after tonight. So interesting that they beat the Thunder. I talked about the 22 connections. They won, and now they have 22 games left. But look, they also show the 11 again. They have 11 games against teams that are plus 500. Then just before halftime, Curry hits his third three-pointer of the game. Just interesting. The game's on 3-3. But also, he shoots it with exactly 5 seconds left on the shot clock. But just watch it here. He hits it, and then they reset the shot clock after it goes to 3.1. Oakland 31, Curry equals 31. I mean, just tons of 31 connections. 5, 11, 31, all interrelated to the number 11. Interesting, too, my DVR says it's 2 minutes, 22 seconds into the, 2 hours, 22 minutes into the game. But look, they stop it at 3.1 before they reset it. Another thing that sticks out is that it makes the score 61-60 when Curry gets his third three. The game's on 3-3. The Warriors finish with 121 points. 60 plus 61 is 121. And honestly, I'm still baffled. I don't know how it's done or whatever, but there's so many times, I've even pointed it out in college games, where the times just match up perfectly to what's going on with the theme in the game and whatnot. So then we get the halftime score here of 61-63. Interesting. 3-3 is the 63rd day of the year this year. Golden State has 63 points at halftime. The score even adds up to 124. This year, the 124th day is May 3rd, 53, which really sticks out because right after halftime, there's a guy in the audience, or maybe it's a coach or something. You hear him scream out, 35 reverse, 35 reverse. And I mean, it is so blatant. I'll just play the clip of that, actually. Also, before I play the clip here, the score when the guy yells it is 63-63. So, who knows? Just super interesting. He also yells it at exactly 10-10 left in the third. I've mentioned this before with Curry. The word 10 equals 12. Also, I talked a lot about the X theme since the Black Panther stuff at the Super Bowl. There's a lot of Black Panther coding. Malcolm equals 24. X is the 24th letter. Malcolm X's real last name is Malcolm, or it's Little. Little equals 24 in gematria. The score of the Super Bowl was 24-10. Right? 10 is the Roman numeral X. It was coded to Super Bowl 20, where the 85 Bears won the Super Bowl. It was Super Bowl XX. Lots of X coding, so interesting. This guy yells out 35 reverse at 10-10. But anyway, here's the clip here. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious. That doesn't happen very often in the games. And that's like super loud. So they want you to hear that for whatever the reason. You know, of course, 35 reverse is the 53. So also at the halftime show or the halftime report, Shaquille O'Neal calls Sean Livingston of the Golden State Warriors, he calls him Randy Livingston. And these guys give him crap about it, blah, blah, blah. And they mention Randy over and over. And then they go to commercial or whatever, and then Shaq says, I'm sorry, Randy, or whatever. But anyway, just watch the clip. The word Randy. And the word Randy, what I was going to say here, the word Randy in Gematria equals 26 and also 62. Also, super interesting, the date numerology. Like I said, 3 plus 3 plus 20 plus 16. That adds up to 42. Let's look at Randy Livingston in Gematria. Or Randy Livingston on Wikipedia here. Born on April 2nd, 4-2, was even the 42nd pick in the NBA draft in 1996. Absolutely no coincidence. Shaq said that on purpose. They made a big deal of Randy for a reason. I mean, seriously, this guy even went to high school with Peyton Manning. I mean, give me a break. He went to high school with Peyton Manning. He was named the high school co-player of the year with Jason Kidd. Also, it says that he played 2 games for the Golden State Warriors, and then the next season he got traded to, or doesn't say traded, maybe just picked up or whatever by the Seattle Supersonics, who are the Thunder. Also, just need to point out Sean Livingston, who they were actually talking about. I mean, just come on, look when he was born, September 11th, 1985. Just a very interesting day to be born on. Anyway, they even went on to show that Prince was at the game. They showed Prince multiple times being at this game. He's playing a concert there tonight, I guess, on 3/4 at Oracle Arena. Just super interesting. Prince has been in the news a whole lot. You had the Vanity Girl die that he was associated with. She died on February 15th, the last day of Lupercalia. Also, she was in the group Vanity 6. Vanity 6 in Gematria equals 44. One of the big famous songs by this band was called Nasty Girl. Nasty Girl in Gematria equals 44. The single even released on 10-1, kind of like 101. Philadelphia equals 101. But also stuck out to me because of Prince, for the fact that LeBron James was Prince for Halloween this year. And I don't know how many times I've mentioned the Cavs versus the Warriors in the finals, which is what I think it's going to be. I have been showing some other things. A lot of people have not been talking about the Spurs, which is interesting because the Spurs also, Steve Kerr also won a championship with the Spurs. He won the 3 with the Bulls in their second three-peat, and then he went to the Spurs the next year, and he won a championship with them, so he won 4 years in a row. Then he got traded to Portland, then he came back to the Spurs, and then he won his 5th championship. San Antonio and Gematria even equals 121, or 122, just like Golden State. But I'm probably going to make a whole separate video on that. I want to talk more about the Cavs in a different video as well. There's a lot of interesting things about the Cavs possibly winning it, but I also see some things that the way it's coded up might actually mean that they're going to lose. But like I said, I'll make another video on that. There was a lot of 57 coding also into the Prince stuff with Vanity. Prince is even 57 years old right now. Vanity died at the age of 57. Her real name, Denise Matthews, added up to 57. Lots of 57, but if you write out the word 57 in gematria, it equals 131, just like the word championship, just like the word Super Bowl. I mean, tons of other stuff with it, but I mean, definitely a number. Remember, the Warriors streak began on 131 of 2015, and then they just tied the Chicago Bulls. And I've also talked a lot about Prince Charles, Queen Elizabeth dying, and maybe him becoming the new King of England, or also maybe he's just going to die and not even get a shot. But Prince Charles equals 131. And the reason that sticks out is because of the 26 connections. Queen Elizabeth's 64th anniversary of being queen was on 2/6, the same day that the Warriors first played the Thunders this year, 26 days ago. Or, 26 days before their last game. And then, of course, LeBron James is King James and whatnot. Lots of other stuff with it. The English Civil War was King Charles I who got executed. The Cavaliers are actually, a Cavalier is somebody who was a royalist follower of King Charles I in the English Civil War. He's also King James's son. Charles I was the King James who made the Bible. That was his son and whatnot. Lots more to it, but let's move on to this game again. So, 12 seconds in to the second half here, with 12 seconds on the shot clock, obviously, because it's 24, but just listen to what the announcers say. They mentioned a 2 and a 6 with the Warriors, and they mentioned a 2 and a 2 with the Thunder. So a 6 and a 2, I guess, and then a 2 and a 2. So then later in the third, number 12, Andrew Bogut, fouls number 12, I believe his name, Andrews, or whatever, mustache guy, can't think of his name, but anyway, number 12 fouls number 12. He goes to the free throw line and makes 1 of 2, similar to a 12, and it makes the score a total of 131 points. Super significant number. Also, there's exactly 9 minutes left in the third quarter when this happens, when he goes to the free throw line. That means there's exactly 21 minutes left in the game. So 12 fouls 12, he goes to the line, makes 1 of 2 with exactly 21 minutes left in the game. Anyway, here's the clip. They say Draymond Green, but then they changed it. The announcers were all messed up in this game too, saying all kinds of weird stuff. Just go back and watch it. They'd say that stuff for a reason. One of 18 siblings. The Warriors just lost the last game with 118 points. I mean, who knows if that's what they're referring to, but it's just pretty funny. Anyway, he missed his first. So he makes the score 131 points. 131 points. So then Kevin Durant scores the Oklahoma City Thunder's 77th point, which, interesting, I'm not positive on it, but I'm starting to wonder if the Warriors are actually not even going to lose another game this season. Don't hold that to me. There's just been a couple things that I've noticed with the 77 and whatnot, so who knows. But would be pretty interesting if they won 77 games, and maybe I'll make a video on that as well. But he scores the 77th point, and then they finally tell his score, and they show a stat where he has 22 points. So check it out. "22 points, 6 this quarter." I mean, just a weird time they didn't show his score like the whole game, but then they show it when he had 22. The number I said was connected to the reason that they lost. But I see I'm running out of time, so I'll make another part. See you in part 3.